Don't mind.
Why do you get so mad, Nathan? What are you so mad about?
Arwen, stay out of this.
So I get very annoyed that people like your father lie to us about sky being a vacuum.
But you don't really know that, though.
I hadn't quite finished.
And why are you yelling at other people because you're mad at my dad?
You're deciding to mute me while I'm in the middle of a sentence. I'm Scott Veach. Can I explain why I'm angry?
I'm sorry. Do you not do that? Is that something you would never lower yourself to? You don't ever mute people in the middle of their sentences, huh?
So I'll try again.
That's an incredibly cool thing to do, Quantum. I can't tell you how much that just raised your cool factor.
Do you just need to relax while I answer your question?
I'm not very good at that, so I'm sorry. You're gonna have to just live with me. But you ought to relax because you can do it. I think, can you? I mean,
Sorry,
you're not really this triggered, are you?
Veach, anyway, you
guys, hello.
You're yelling
Hello.
so loud, you lost your voice. Your mic literally clipped out.
Hello.
Like, what in the world possesses that?
So when I get an opportunity to answer you, I'll try again. You let me know when you're done.
That's
I appreciate you're very angry about this.
Yeah,
I need to relax.
I just find it absurd that you're so sensitive to being interrupted, given how much you interrupt. Maybe that's just me, but I think it's manifestly amusing.
So let me know when you're relaxed enough for me to answer your question there, Scott Veach.
Okay, well, I think you have to sort of like just feel it out, suss it out, because if I'm telling you every time it's time for you to talk, it'll get awkward.
Got a point?
Not at all. I'm just trying to ascertain who's the one that's stressed and who needs to relax. It seems that you need to relax. I'll count to 10, then I'll know you're relaxed enough for me to answer your question.
Okay, you can count to 10 if you want. Let's do that.
We're all nice and relaxed. So, I get very annoyed when people assert that they have been to a place that cannot exist. For example, your father, who has asserted that he has been to Narnia, aka a sky vacuum, and he hasn't. He can't. That place is not real. It violates natural law.
Yeah, so I know that you don't believe him. That's okay. You don't have to. But that doesn't really explain why you're constantly yelling at everything and everyone that moves. It doesn't explain why you mute people so liberally or interrupt them so liberally. It doesn't explain why you lose your voice screaming at the top of your lungs every day, because I haven't talked to you in probably over a year. So you're telling me that because you think my dad lied, that's why you're always screaming all the time?
No, it seems you can't listen to my answer. I'll try again, see how relaxed he is while I repeat the answer he couldn't listen to.
Try again. Just try again.
I'll try. We'll see if you can relax.
Think about the big context of how often you talk.
We'll see how well you relax there, Scott.
I don't know if I can. I'm not promises.
All right, we'll wait till you're nice and relaxed.
Maybe count to 10 again. How about you want to count to 10 again?
Hey,
I don't mind.
Stop straw manning. Fuck's sake.
Please.
Arwen, just Arwen.
I'll try again. Yeah, your father did
So
lie.
why are you so upset?
He's obviously not relaxed enough.
I know you think you did.
Yeah, I'll try again. We'll see. Very annoying, right? Not very relaxed, eh?
You're really sensitive to interruptions. I didn't realize how sensitive you were. If I had known this all this time.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really upset about this. So I'll try again when you're relaxed enough there, Scott Veach. You let me know.
It's okay. I'm telling you, counting to 10 was great. You should do that again.
Okay. So, your father did lie, provable by the place he claimed to have gone to being a second law of thermodynamics violation. You can't have gas pressure next to a vacuum. The gas would fill the space.
And that is your explanation for why you scream every day at the top of your lungs to the point where you lose your voice. Is that right?
Yeah, what I'd like to know at this stage is why I'm detailing the lies of your father, and yet you seem it or deem it more appropriate to critique a very small, virtually unknown YouTuber than a violation of a natural law that you've been lied to about by your father. and why you
Yeah.
would need to interrupt me while I'm detailing that
just-
lie that I'm so angry about, given that you've asked me
You sound
why
super-
my degree of anger, and then continually interrupt while I explain it for the third time. I don't like being lied to
Yeah.
about places that can't.
Oh, just relax.
Maybe you
Just
need
relax.
to. Maybe
So
you need to relax.
here's the answer to your
Yeah, maybe you need to relax.
Here's the answer to your question.
Scott Veach.
You
Maybe
wanna hear the
it's
answer, or
me
do
that
you
needs to
not wanna hear
relax,
the
eh?
answer?
Maybe it's
I'm gonna
me
give you
that's
the
not
answer if
relaxed
you wanna hear
enough. You're a bit triggered there.
I mean, do you still need to finish? Do you have more to say from that sentence? Is that sentence done? Because if it's done, I'll give you the answer.
It's not done now. You interrupted me because you're not very relaxed about this conversation here now, are you, Scotty?
No, let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done.
You'll know because I'll stop talking. Do you want me to say over?
I thought you had.
I'll say over because it seems your comprehension of
Yeah, that-
normal.
That would be a little
You're
awkward, but you can do that if that's what you need to do.
I'll wait till you're relaxed enough for me to continue, even though you've given me permission twice.
Count to 10 again, I think. Maybe count to 10 again.
I'll need to do that because you're not very relaxed about this conversation now, are you, Scott? I'm nice.
I told you, I don't make any promises about being relaxed.
Yeah. I appreciate that you projected about my lack of being relaxed when in fact you seem to be quite stressed out about this encounter now, don't you?
Well, really, honestly, you seem to get so triggered by this tiniest of interruptions that I don't really see myself as the one that's being so triggered. I see you throwing a fit anytime any noise gets made while you're talking, which is manifestly absurd given your history.
Yeah, okay, I'll try again. So I'm interested in why, given that I've detailed a violation of a natural law and the lies of your father in regards to that violation of a natural law, you would deem it more appropriate to critique a very small YouTuber and his production quality? Why would that be the case?
Hold on one second. Nathan, the idea that you imagine that it's reasonable for someone like me to take someone like you seriously when you talk about the second law of thermodynamics, so when you say gas needs a container. I'm sorry. Oh wait. Oh gosh, he's so angry because he just interrupted me. What's that noise? Who was so triggered? The idea that you think that would matter to me, the idea that you think that because you have a grip on science to this extent, let's just be clear here. You think this is what science has done. Science has told you on one hand, space exists and rockets work in the vacuum and we've gone to the moon and they said all these things. And you think that science is so dumb that they failed to notice a contradiction between the second law of thermodynamics and the existence of space, and that they
Yeah. It's not an entity. It's not dumb, M. Scott Veach. You are.
What's happened? You cut off
and
there.
it took you in 2018 in order to be the one who finally notices this contradiction. Now, just from a pure common sense perspective, from absolutely just no knowledge whatsoever, what do you think the chances of that actually being true are?
I don't know. Maybe you can show us gas pressure without a container beyond the lies that your father told you about a region that you can't travel to. Can you show us a demonstration?
What do you think the container does?
Maybe I let him
What do you think
talk
a
for
container
quite a
does?
long period, and he's just not relaxed
What
enough
do you
to
think
let
a
me have
container
more
does?
than 5 seconds, right? You need to interrupt every single
What do you
sentence.
think a container does?
Is this troubling for
The answer to
you,
your question is,
Scotty? Is me talking
what do you think
troubling?
the walls
You
actually
need
do?
to talk the whole time. Okay, you go ahead.
The container allows gas.
What do you think the walls of a container are actually doing in that situation?
They'd be containing the gas pressure that we experience.
And they do that via what?
Sorry. You haven't got any walls.
How do they do it?
So why are you asking me this? Are you conceding that you can't have gas pressure without a container?
I'm asking you this because I'm making a point.
Is it that you're conceding that you'd need a container? Because you seem to be asking me a lot of questions about containment
No, I'm
of
asking you
gas.
a really simple question. If you don't want to answer it, you can say, I don't know, or I don't want to answer it, or I don't want
We
to talk
already
about
asked
it,
you
or
a
you can answer any way
question.
you want. But
The answer is
the
pressure.
question is, what's the mechanism?
Pressure.
How many people are joining in here? This is getting crazy.
Well, you-
I guess I probably triggered them when I was
Do
interrupting
you want to know the
Shut
answer
up.
to any of your
Sorry
questions,
about
or are you
that.
going to do Rumpus's trick and talk non-stop? So the reason
So-
lots of people
so what
are
do the walls
interrupting... Oh,
do?
you are going to do
They do.
Rumpus's trick.
Present what?
You are then. You are going to do Rumpus's trick and talk non-stop.
I can't really hear you, honestly, Nathan.
Yeah,
When
maybe
you're
just
talking like that,
try
you're cutting in and out.
stopping talking.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out still.
Yeah, try stopping talking.
Yeah, well, or try not interrupting.
So the reason lots of people interrupted all at the same time was because you ignored the question you were asked in regards to how you can have gas pressure without a containment and started to ask me about parameters of containment. My question being, have you now conceded that without the container there can be no pressure? Have you conceded that point or not?
The answer is I have not conceded that. The answer is I'm answering your question, but I'm doing it in a manner that will help get you to the answer. You've been told this before and you don't seem to understand it. So I'm going to try to give you a way to understand it. And you have to think. Maybe, I mean, it's going to be unusual. Like you're not going to just have some sort of cliche that you can spit back out of me. You're going to have to actually stop and consider what's really going on here on a fundamental level.
Answer the question!
Have you ever done that?
He's just asked me a new question. Have I ever considered stuff at a fundamental level rather than answering the question about whether or not we can have gas pressure without a container? So it seems like we're getting quite a lot of obfuscation from this question. Are you scared of this question?
No, I'm giving you the answer. Why are you not just answering the question?
You didn't give me the answer. You gave me a question about whether or not I could comprehend things.
It's your question. The way you've answered it is the only way that it can be answered is how you want me to answer it. Why don't you ever stop and just think like, well, what is Scott trying to get at? Let me see if I can just
answer this
question and see where we go next.
You haven't given us an answer yet. You haven't got at anything. So we don't know what you're getting at. You haven't given it either, have you? Oh, on you go. Let's hear it. How can you have gas pressure without a container?
Okay, so what do the walls actually do?
The walls of the container that you need to have gas pressure. So you are conceding that you need a container then?
No, I'm asking you, in case of which you have a container, what do those walls do to the gas? What do they present? How does it work? What's the mechanism?
I'll tell you. They contain it.
Yeah, and that what is that? How does that work? Like, what if you had to do an equation to figure out how much what the gas pressure is? What's that?
You're asking me how a container works.
I'm asking you what the mechanism it is.
Mechanism. It's a
container.
Kinetic
Kinetic forces, right?
It holds things.
I guess the right answer I'm looking for is it's.
Sorry, do we have to answer the? Do we have to give the answer that you want? Is that what you just? Are you projecting quite a lot here? Because you just said I had to give you the answer that you wanted. So is there only the answer that you want?
Well, I'm telling you the answer that's correct. And so that's how it works, is kinetic force, right? The molecules of the gas bounce off the walls of the container.
So without the container, there can be no pressure.
That's not true. We're going to get there in a second. But
well, you haven't. We've asked you how you can have gas pressure without a container, and it seems that all you've given us is a very long, drawn-out question about my comprehension, and then explained that without the container, there can be no pressure.
So the gas is conforming to the forces of the container, right?
So without the container, there can be no pressure. So if the gas is conforming to the walls of a container and your sphere Earth has no container, then the gas will fill the available volume. And the available volume in your religion of a marble in a sky vacuum would be all of outer space, and we wouldn't have any gas to breathe.
What is the other force, Nathan?
What are you talking about? What force?
So is container walls the only force you can think of? Can you think of any other forces that could possibly act on gas?
A wall's not a force. A wall is a container. It provides containment.
It provides kinetic. There's a kinetic force that happens when things bounce off of it. That's how it works. Can you think of another force that might conform, or cause gas molecules to conform? Any other force that comes to mind?
So we are definitely conceding.
Electromagnetic.
Is ever going to stop talking? Is there an end to this question? Is there an end to this question?
Relative density. Relative density.
Sorry.
All
I seem to be getting is you talking over me when I try and respond.
You're interrupting. You wanted this answer so badly, and now you're interrupting it. You just listened to hear it.
You've told me about having containment, walls of a container.
I've told you that gas molecules conform to the forces present. Those forces can take the form of a container.
No, you said they
can also take the form of. Are you interrupting again, Nathan? This is why you don't ever learn anything.
Sorry.
Relative density disequilibrium.
Hold on, Arwen.
So
shut up.
So they conform to the forces that are present.
What forces?
Okay.
Can you show me gas being maintained without a container by any means you like, forces or otherwise? I don't care how you demonstrate it. Show me gas pressure without a container, but instead by way of forces with no container.
That's what I'm trying to do, Nathan. So we're going to show you, because by the time we're done, you're going to see the atmosphere as an example of that.
Post a link. Sorry.
But you don't see that yet.
Sorry, did you just assert your religious belief in a sky vacuum as the proof of your sky vacuum?
The gas molecules conform to the forces present.
You're talking constantly. Did you just say, look at the atmosphere Are you saying, look at the sky, it is a vacuum, as your proof of the sky?
No,
vacuum?
that's not what I said.
You said, look at the
I said
atmosphere.
that if you stop interrupting, for somebody who is just very triggered about being interrupted.
You seem to be very triggered by people interrupting you. Are you a bit of a snowflake or what?
I'm just trying to give you your answers, Nathan. You got to listen to them.
You just need to relax. You just need to relax. You seem to moan
I never
constantly
made
about
that promise,
people interrupting
Nathan.
you.
I
Just
never made that
relax.
promise, did I?
Relax. It's all good.
Okay.
So, did you point
Let's
at
do
the
it. Let's all
atmosphere?
relax.
You don't like the question. This is a scary question.
It's not a scary question. I just don't understand why you don't let me give you the answer.
Can I say it? Or are you scared of it? Can I say it? Or are you going to fundy mute me the whole time?
I've heard it already. Have I not heard it? Did I hear the question or not?
So, can you demonstrate gas pressure without a container beyond your fundamentalist religious belief that the sky is a vacuum? I.e., please don't point at the sky and say it's a vacuum as the proof that it's a vacuum. That's circular reasoning.
I'm not doing that. Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes. We're going to do that together. And what we're going to do, the way we're going to do that is we're going to get you to see that the atmosphere is an example of that. There are other examples.
You said that very quickly. Can you repeat?
We don't need them.
You said it very quickly. I didn't hear you. You say it again. You say it again.
I'm sorry. Interrupting again. For somebody who gets triggered by interrupting, you really do.
Yeah. I'm really triggered by this. Do you want to just repeat it? You said it a bit quickly.
I'm just trying to finish an answer. I mean, if I can't finish a sentence, of course I'm going to get triggered. How many times are you going to interrupt before I start getting mad?
Nathan doesn't sound triggered. He sounds like he's smiling. So why don't you just repeat your question?
I'll try again.
So I've heard the question. Now I'm giving you the answer.
Oh no, he's too triggered.
The question.
He's too
I'm giving you the answer.
It's a shame.
Can I give you the answer or no?
You'd think he'd be the picture of calm.
Can I give you the answer or no? Is it not? You don't want to hear the answer or not?
Hey, I'll phrase the question, then you give me a concise answer.
You don't need to rephrase the question.
How can you have gas pressure without a container?
You really don't need to rephrase it. It's getting absurd.
I'm saying the same. It's not rephrasing it. It's the same question.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's like 3 times now.
Go on then. How do you have gas pressure without a container?
Like you have to interrupt me, and then you just have to repeat the question. It's silly.
Veach,
this is why people don't like
bro.
Just calm. Relax.
I never made a promise to be calm. And so here, if you want the answer, I'll give you the answer.
Have you got so angry that your voice is cracking? Why is your voice cracking? Have you got so angry that your voice is starting to crack? What's going on? Sounds like a lot of projection. You projected this onto me, but you're now so angry that your voice is cracking up.
It's because
you're constantly moaning about the interruptions, like you've never been in one of these conversations before. You're projecting a lot of your own ineptitude and problems onto me now.
So mean to my dad is why. It's because we were being so mean. And it made
He's
me
a
really
liar.
triggered.
He's a liar. He lied to you about a sky vacuum. I've made that clear. That's why I get angry.
I know. You already triggered me about that. It's okay. You don't have to do it again. So do you want to hear your answer?
You said I don't have to do it again. Let's just pop him on mute and I'll tell him I'm doing it. M. Scott Veach has just been popped on mute so I can make it absolutely clear. Look into the camera while I say it too. M. Scott Veach was lied to by his father. His father claimed to have travelled to a region that doesn't exist, a region called outer space. He lied to his own son about travelling to a place that cannot exist. This is a fact. His dad is a liar.